Hey guys, Dr. Prometheus here, back with some more of our FM22 Road to the League. We have our end of season review here for the 2024-2025 season. We won the table, so we were top of the table. No playoffs for us. We advance anyway up to the next level, but here we go. So new arrivals, we brought in Jake Wright, who had 50 goals on the season. So that was a big one for us. Mike Owen was a guy that we brought in for loan, and we brought him in due to some injuries. Sam Ragg was pretty good as well. Gave us 19 assists and 20 goals. I think he's going to be a guy that stays with the team for a while. He's on for another year. From here, brought him over from Andover New Street. Alex Hallett, who we had to bring over from Romsey Town, and he eventually went over to another team before coming over to us, I think. Or no, he was loaned out. So he, at one point he was loaned out, came back, and then we brought him in from Romsey Town. Tito Anderson, which was just a short deal. Garthwaite, which was okay as well. We're not going to probably sign him for another contract at all. We'll let him go off into the sunset. Same thing with Tito Anderson here. Patrick Lee, we brought in for a non-contract, and he did some work for us. He's unlikely to improve, and so we brought in a guy that is likely to keep on growing. So we'll kind of see what we do here. Steven Akbus, he comes in on a non-contract as well, so we'll kind of see what happens with him. But that was a good part in the defense. For Geoff Pierce, we bring him in, and we're going to probably hold him on to the under 23s. We'll probably sign him and keep him on the roster. I think he's a pretty good guy that could throw, could actually develop, but it's going to take him some time, I think. So we could always sell him later. And then same thing with Aranze Okori. I think he works well within a team. He could develop some, and I think he could be a guy that we later deal from there. So we'll kind of see how that goes. Season results. The board likes us in the FA Cup. We reached the preliminary round, and then we got beat 1-0 to Saltash United. We could have won that. It was a close game, but we just couldn't get it done. We had that tie against Glebe, and then went into a 2-1 win over Glebe there to kind of advance, but knocked out in that one. FA Vase, we also got to where we needed to go in the first round. We took down AFC Aldermaston 2-0 with a good clean sheet. We had that Totten and Ealing 2-2 penalty shootout that we went in, and a Little Oakley just decimated us 4-2. We couldn't really do anything there. Alwyn Maddox and Jake Wright had the good stuff there. Then the Eastern Counties League Cup, we come in against Eli City, and Eli City just blanked us. I mean, we just couldn't get anything going, and well, the board is not happy with that. The biggest moment here, the biggest win would be 5-1 over Holland. I would say so, with Rag getting 2 goals, Maddox and then Wright getting 2 goals as well. Match to remember, it was a 3-0 win over Takeley. Howell had 1 and then Wright had 2. Goal of the season was Jake Wright having a big one against Haverhill. Let's take a look at what this one was. So Wright had that PK there. Later he has this one. Oh, and it's a good breakaway one there. Could have been more one, but I think he gets this one called back. So, I mean, it was a good goal. That's when we had Yates still on the team playing on defense. So, I mean, it was a pretty good one there. And that's how we came away with that. A penalty. And then he also had... Oh, he had... Was the one in the 31st minute. Did we miss those? Huh. It's not showing, but it's that one. So we got the same thing for sponsorships, broadcast. We got nothing. Corporate hospitality went up. Competition prize money went up because of our FA Cup run. And our match day commercial went up by $2,000 as well. Getting some merchandise. We got nothing crazy here. I think we're going to end up seeing if we can get a partnership. We are, I think, still in a buyout situation here. So this is how we lined up most of the time. Wright was pretty good with those 50 goals. Rag was pretty good with 20 assists, and I think with 20 goals. Pretty good in the midfield for the most part. In the defense, we're going to kind of revamp a little bit, but I know it's playing pretty good for 7.10. We get no coach awards here. Our club awards, top goal scorer, of course, Jake Wright, most assists. Rag got 19 assists instead of 20. Match player of the match was Jake Wright most of the time. We got obviously those. We got no competition awards. We won the top of the table here. We got it comfortably by 6 points. We'll have to see who kind of advances with us. I mean, it was media says it was a superb season for Stags, who exceeded expectations throughout the campaign and claimed a deserved title, which is the first one in club history. So, pretty good finish there. Best 11 squad. This is how our best 11. Jake Riley, who actually is up at Welvern Garden City. I thought he played pretty well for us at times, but I mean, we let him go up to a couple. I think he went up 2 or 3 leagues. So it's one thing. And then Leo Brown was up here, but he moved on as well. Obviously, a season review. The club vision for next season. Okay. Play attacking soccer. Okay. Play entertaining soccer. And play counter-attacking soccer. Okay. Work within payroll, which is actually up to 1,300. So, which is nice, and we're committed to spending about 1,000 because we've already got some movement in. They say they want us in mid-table. Okay. And fix the financial damage in a year. Okay. I'll accept the current vision. I like that. I mean, we had a youngster get hurt I think he had an injury that was pretty severe. Dislocated shoulder. So 2 months for him. So that's one thing. The rest of them, not a lot. Players are on vacation. They're on holiday. Still kind of looking in the league and what to do. This guy's 23 years old. Not anyone we want to look at. We're on the short list. Let's say we can't vote for ourselves. Let's go Chris North. Is Chris North in here? Chris North, there he is. Let's confirm. Let's see if we get the manager of the season with that. We're also looking at some youngsters for some guys from the Premier League. We don't have a taxable issue. Okay, we got some sponsorship stuff, nothing crazy with that. We have 38,000 for the scouting. Okay. I mean, that's nothing crazy. Yeah, let's stay within that 35. We'll be good for the scouting budget. We're probably going to revamp our coaches as well. So I need to look at the team itself. So enjoying life at the club. So we're not actually in a possible takeover right now. So that's one thing we'll have to remember. And we can't bring in Darren Lindsay even remotely until the end of that contract comes out, because we can't afford that transfer value there. So we're going to skip ahead until we get some new information going on, and we'll kind of bounce back around. So I'm going to go through this one more time because I forgot I had myself muted there. So record high wins, record high position for Buckhurst Hill, record low number of defeats, right sets an average rating record, goal scoring record, most player of the match award. He gets the Eastern Counties League Division 1 South Player of the Season and Player of the Year. Gets the top goal scorer, and we get Manager of the Season. So that is big there. And then we have some players that are in the player select. But at the end of the day, that's going to be a lot different because of the sole fact that we're going to be up at obviously a higher level. So we have our two promotion teams. Obviously, we take one as a championship, and Haverhill Borough gets the promotion. So they went ahead and dealt a win over Cogs Shell United 2-0 to win that one. Beat Barkinside there to take that one. Holland lost to Cogs Shell United, so that was kind of the matchup there. And well, Haverhill Borough is going to get promoted, so it's a big one there for them. All right, guys, so here we are in the next season. We're in the Essex Senior League. If you didn't know, our competition begins in 8 days. We have the FA Cup here. We drew Wingate in Finchley, who's in the Isthmian League Southeast Division. So back up in the division where we played Glebe. That's where they're up there with Three Bridges and company. We're in the FA Base. And then we have the Essex Senior League Cup. So we are to reach the preliminary round at minimum in the FA Cup, which is one game. We just have to win one game in the FA Cup. FA Base is second round, so that means we have to actually win 3 games here in the FA Base. The Essex Senior League Club, they want us to get to the quarterfinal, which we have to win 2 games there. That's 8 teams. I mean, that's nothing crazy with that one. That's just our table, it seems. Looking at our table itself, the season preview, we are projected to finish 3rd. And that's because a lot of movement that we did. They expect us to be in a playoff match here. And looking at the table, that is at least in that case, that would be for a playoff where they have us slated for. So there's that. And that is all because of the transfers we have made. So I don't want this. But what we're looking for is they're still getting a lot of bids for the no contract guys here. So that is still going on. Otherwise, the transfer history from last season, we made some moves here. So we brought in Sean Myers from Woodley United, 19 years old, playing that Mazzala midfield role there, bringing him in some good talent. And also, he's actually had some international duty. I went ahead and put that portion in there, so you kind of saw his 2 games. I think one was against the Bahamas, and I don't remember what the other one was off the top of my head, but our first international player is Sean Myers playing that midfield. And we brought in Callan Buckhurst from Downton. Be the new keeper here. Still has some growing to do. So we'll see what he can do overall wise. As our new keeper, Samuel Adadu. Or yeah, we'll just call him Odayu from Wellingborough Town. I am terrible at names, so if you know how to pronounce it, go ahead and tell me, because I am terrible at names to begin with. But Samuel out here will be playing at midfield. I think he had a promise with him. No, it's Osman that wants to be in that ball-winning midfielder. So we'll start playing him more and more there. So we have him brought in. Ryan Sottick. We brought him from Dinsboro Town, and he had 14 goals and 38 appearances. And I think he's going to go up pretty well with Jake Wright, and he might actually be better than Jake Wright over time. And that's a good grab there. He had a lot of teams vying for him, so hopefully we can keep on doing that. I mean, we're talking about a good comparison here with, where is he? I mean, he's pretty comparable to Jake Wright himself right now. So we could see some movement, some good stuff from him as time goes on. And if we can't replace him, Jake Wright is worth pretty much to get us halfway out of debt, which would be nice. So that's one thing that may do it. Brought in Harry Gardner here, Walton Hersham. Another guy bring in for the defense. We're not going to be obviously seeing him up top, but I think this is a pretty good role for our defense, though. Overall, he's the no contract, non-contract as well. So we haven't had anyone leave, which is the biggest thing. We allowed some contracts to kind of expire. And then taking over into the new league here, we brought in George Dwyer from Parkgate. Another defender in here to actually shore up this defense. And I think he could do some good stuff for us on the back end. Only 21 years old, but struggling a little bit in training. That shouldn't be too much of an issue. Scott Graham Bushell, developmental guy, 18 years old. We'll see what he can develop at the under 23s, but has some decent potential, and we'll see how he develops. James Osman, we brought him in. He is the one that's going to be playing that ball-winning midfielder, and we'll see exactly what he can do. At 18 years old, I mean, this was an absolute, steal for us. I mean, it was insane, and I love it. I think we're going to look for him to I want him to actually there's no kind of looking for ways that maybe they have winning the ball in the air, stuff like that, but I guess that is not there for those traits. But I think he's going to be pretty good at it as well. We're having an issue in training because we are also studying for our next test, so that's why training is a little messed up. Vasilis Basiros, we got him on loan. I think we got him from Atherstone Town, I think it was. And that, yeah, we brought him on loan from Atherstone Town. We'll see what he can do in the long run. We need another defender that could play that left side if we need to, or technically the center and left side, but we'll see how he performs in the middle. He's only 19 years old, so pretty good there. On the bench, what we're looking at is Ano, still developing. Howell, Akbus, who's getting some actual looks. Rag, which will actually move him in and out of this whole lineup. Mullet, same thing with him, in and out. Ruz will be in and out constantly, probably with Blanchfield and Myers. And let's call him Odd for right now. Odd will come in and out also in this midfield. So we'll have a strong midfield and attacking. And we'll kind of see how this goes here. As for what we start out in the senior league, it's St. Margaret's-Barry and then Hardwich and Parkston. I believe we played in they were in our division last year, weren't they? Yeah, so we're familiar with them. They were up in our league last season. They got promoted up, actually. Okay. It's not because of a trophy won either. Must be because of the playoff. So nothing crazy there. We'll have to see exactly how this season goes. We have a lot of cup stuff kind of mixed in here. We don't have anyone that was promoted up. So that's one thing. The teams that got regulated down are probably up towards the top, I would say. I'm not sure. One thing that we still have going on is actually we do not. So we have no movement for someone buying the team. So still Steve Watt in charge. And he's enjoying life at the club. We're still having some finance issues, but we're likely going to have some finance issues going forward for a while. Club vision, if you haven't seen already, we're within a budget. We're well within that. Play attacking soccer, be entertaining, counter-attacking. All right, we'll see. Top half finish. You kind of know all of the rest of it, but that top half finish will be big, and we have to work towards repairing the club's financial damage. But thing is, we actually came in and pretty much getting promoted got us this financial damage stuff fixed. So that's one thing. I do want to look up at the other teams that might have been regulated down. Something crazy. Grace Athletic was the one promoted there. We kind of want to go up one set here. There's Grace Athletic, who was promoted. Nothing crazy that we shouldn't expect. Stafford Rangers are still in there. A lot of church has fallen. Okay. But they won last season. They won. But they were regulated down from the Southern League Premier Central Division. So they're kind of going up and down. That's something I didn't expect by any means. Dorchester's in here, nothing crazy. So that was what? Pooltown, who actually got promoted from these lake tables into the north? Nothing crazy. York City won that, so they got promoted out of the north. Out of the south, it was Waldstone won it. Ultimately, we're looking for some of these teams up here. I think Bath City should have probably won that whole thing, but they come up short. So that is going to be it for this short episode. Nothing crazy, just the movements between. It took me about 5 hours to get through this to this point. So I'm just going to have the summer transfer window up, kind of like the wrap up shorter video for you guys. And then we'll hop in with some competition in the FA Cup in the next episode. So thank y'all for joining me. Go and leave a like below, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Later.